I have produced this YouTube video to demonstrate how to use the Silver Bullet random draw and card printing file. The first thing we need to do is download the file from the website, from my website. You just click on this file here, right click, left click on Save Link As. Let's say we're going to put it on the desktop, click on Desktop, click on Save. Now as the file's saving to your computer, it will also open on your desktop, but I prefer that you didn't use that file, so we click on Enable Editing and we close the file. Close the file. Now once it's downloaded to your computer, you go and open it. Click on Enable Editing if you need to. Now the first thing you need to do with this file is put a membership list in here. Now to save time, you don't want to see me sit here watching typing names in. I've got some bogus names down the back here, so we'll just copy and paste special those. To copy, just hold down the left key and drag, cursor inside the highlighted area, right click, left click on copy. Then we go to Teams, left click where you want them to go, right click, left click on Space Special, left click on Values. Now after you've put all your names, all your bowlers' names in, it's very helpful if you also then put in their preferred bowling position. Once again, to save time, I've attended to that, so we'll just copy that information across also. Copy. We're going to do right click, left click on Paste Special, left click on Values. Okay. So now, on the day of your bowls, you go through the list that you'd have out where people write their names down indicating they want to bowl, and you put a Y in this column next to every person's name that wants to bowl. Once again, to save time, I've already done that, so I'll just copy those over. Otherwise it's a bit boring for you, just watching me do that. Special values. Okay, so you can see that there's 30 bowlers have indicated that they want to bowl. That's added them up for you. If you go to the rink allocation tab here, it shows you that with 30 bowlers, if you want to play pairs, that you'll need 6 pairs games and 1 triples game. If you've got 14 rinks, if you've got 7 rinks, it'll be the same, 6 pairs and 1. But when you get down a bit further, like 56 bowlers on 7 rinks, you need 7 fours. 56 bowlers on 14 rinks, you have 14 pairs. So just helps you work that out a little bit. Pretty simple, I know. Okay, so to enter names, so at this stage, once you get here, we can click on the S here, and that brings all the bowlers' names to the top that have indicated that they want to bowl. As they come in and pay their money, we just put a P in the column. Just like that. I won't bore you with the rest of it. I'm sure you can see what we're doing. If you want to sort this column together, put the P's together, press on there. That puts all the P's up together. And then we're ready to go. Now to put a name in over here, let's say we want to put a Skip's name in the pairs here, you left click and double left click, and it turns the cell, as you can see, to a yellow with a little arrow to the right, and you start typing a bowler's name that you want to put in here. Well, this guy wants to be a Skip, so we'll start typing Evans, go EVA. And as you can see, that's automatically dropped his name in there. It's also turned the cell green, which shows you that he is one of the bowlers that wanted to bowl, and you've already used this bloke up, so you won't use him again. Let's say you did use him again. We'll just put him in here, and we start to use him again. That's what happens. Everything goes red. You have 3 lots of red, and you know that you've used that bowler twice, so you just have to delete him. Left click in the cell, hit the delete key on the keyboard, and that'll get rid of him. Now if you go to put a name in here and you don't double left click and you just try to put the name in there as it is, and say Burton, we'll type BUR and then click out of the cell. You'll see that this error comes up, the value of entered is not valid, blah blah. So we just cancel on that and it takes the error out. So we now double left click, turn the cell yellow, start typing Burton again, and in he goes. Okay, so you fill all this out. We want six pairs games, so we have to come all the way down to here, and 1 triples game, so they have to be all filled in. Now once again, to save time, I've already done that for you. So we'll just quickly bring them across. Okay, now as happens quite often, there's not enough skips and there's not enough seconds and there's not enough, you know what I mean. So these are the bowlers we're left with. You can see they're all seconds and a lead, so we'll have to just fill in the names over here to get the triples game. I suppose what you could always do is play turnaround triple, so they all get a go at playing skip, and hopefully they'll have a nice game. So I'm just filling in. As you can see, you only have to normally type in a couple of letters of the name, and the rest of it pops in there for you. And the last one's Lamont. So there you go. All the names are in, all green. It's counted up the number of bowlers. You've got 30 names being counted here to match up your 30 names of your entries over here. Obviously they haven't all paid, but you can understand that. Right, so we get to this stage now. We click on the sort pairs. That transfers the names over here, and they've been randomly mixed up. What we need to do now is put in the rink numbers. Let's say we're playing on rinks 1 to 6. There we go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so now all this information has been automatically moved over to the cards, this cards tab. You can see this game we've got Bennett's and Coulds and Fraser and Hunter. So we come to here, it's Bennett's, Coulds, Fraser and Hunter. All this information is obviously over here, so you just change that to suit what's happening. And there's 6, we've got 6 rinks today, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So when we come to here, cards print, we only print on cards 1 to 6. To do that, we go File, Print, and in here you print 1 to 6. Otherwise, you'll print a whole lot of cards that you don't need. Okay, now this is set up for a printer with cards that go on the right hand side. When you try to use it, if your cards go in the middle, you'll have to come in here and go into page setup, and you go into margins and you change the left margin. This is hit and miss. You change it to 2.5 or something. As you can see, it's moved it over to the right. Also the top margin, you won't want it probably all the way down there, so you come over to margins and change the top margin maybe to 0, and therefore it's in the middle and right up the top, so it should fit your cards. You'll have to, if you've got to change it, you'll have to change it on all of them. Now when you've done the front of the cards, you turn them over and you then go to cards rear and you put them in and print the back of the cards, and as you can see, the skip's name's at the top of the column, the rink number, and this card belongs to that skip. If you want to give out 2 cards per rink, You print cards and card rear first. As I said, that's this card belongs to Curtis, George Curtis, and we've got Curtis and Hunter. When you go to cards 2, you've got Hunter and Curtis. It changes them around, and cards 2 rear does the same thing, changes them around. There's information in the front here about how you could go about getting your cards. You need 250 grams cards, measurements. $16, $17 will buy you 125 sheets at Officeworks, and you can get 500 cards out of that if you want to go that way. And there's other information on how you can do it. Okay, so we've done the pairs. Now we've got to do the triples game. So we click on sort triples, and that just mixes them up a little bit. And there's your triples game. Now you can see that's still showing as rinks 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So obviously if we've already used those rinks, we can't use that for the triples game. So we just change that to a 7. You come over to cards and you'll see that you've now got a triples game playing on rink 7. Cards rear, skips names at the top. Cards 2, same thing. Now as you can see, this is in a bit of a mess. So to be able to use it again, we just click on clear sheet, and that gets rid of all the names. Just takes a little while. Okay, so it's got rid of all the information out of here, all the information out of these 2 columns, and it's left your database and your bowlers in order, intact. Now if you go to use this and there's a bowler that's his name's not there, you just type it in at the bottom, and then if you want them in alphabetical order again, well, you just click on here and it puts them back into alphabetical order. That's about it, I think. If you need any more help, my contact information is on the bottom here, and I hope you get some use out of this file and you enjoy using it. Thanks for listening.